I can't go outside for 2 seconds in this fucking base. They got better gear too. Those aspect of the demon helmets? Damn, they got better gear than me too. I got gruel, ambrosia, and a fucking dream, I guess. I got the strangest feeling this is gonna be painful. Oh my god, some of these hits, dude. Some of these hits are outrageous. You know, the good thing about wearing trash in a combat is that even if I get fucking bodied, I'm not really losing much. Okay. Let's try that one again. Trying to use the hammer so that I can poke and stay mobile, but it's kind of not really working. I should just use the spear, but I'm too much of a snowflake. Alright, creatures, alright. Helping or hurting? Are you guys helping or hurting? Let's make up our minds here.
A few minutes later.
Jesus, look at them all. Ooh, I think he's out of heals. I might actually be able to get him. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, we're good, we're good. Oh yeah, that's it. We got him. I thought the fucking dog. Oh, okay. But the dog's not gonna hit him. It's gonna hit me though. Okay, okay. All right. Okay, I think I need to go get some better gear. After setting up a number of drop sites closer to the trees for wood, I gathered up all the essentials we need to farm up for kits, and more importantly, a real base. Almost filled a vault with farm. This feels a lot more normal for me. Let's go, get those big farm gains.
Big gains.
Big, meaty gains. See, 2.4 was coming soon, and we knew that our precarious position in the middle of the map was less than optimal. Our plan was to stash all of our stuff at one of the drop sites we constructed, further away from the base, and then move everything into a more meta location we could claim once 2.4 dropped, which proved to be a wise move, since not even a day after we had stashed our stuff, our close neighbors who we had set up an alliance with were set to be raided.
Vader, are we good? Is this a bit you're doing?
I apologize in advance for the drop in video quality here. This entire raid happened on the stream, so all of my footage is going to be a little bit lower quality. Bear with me, folks. People are still poisoned by their first impression of the map, which for me was pretty terrible too, to be fair. You know what that reminds me of? You guys remember that episode of SpongeBob? Where Barnacle Boy goes over to the dark side, and like the restaurant's like half lit. Take 2 steps and the lights come on. Why bother lighting the whole map? Right. I'll get your fiance to bully you. She's the type of woman who's like, she'll just ask me something crazy and then be like, say yes or you don't love me. Like, just like, she doesn't even want me to do something, but she'll be like, babe, if I asked you to rob a bank, would you do it? Say yes if you don't. Say yes or else you don't love me. Yes, I would rob a bank. She doesn't want me to rob a bank. But she wants me to say that I would rob a bank if she asked me to. Yeah. So she's female. Yeah, right, exactly. Getting caught out over here. Goldie with the daggers? Oh, that poison lasts a while. Damn. Pull out. We're our neighbors are being raided, so I figured I'd stop over and give a little what's up. It's a brawl. Okay. Yeah, raid time is 6 o'clock. I get caught by myself over here. Excuse me while I get caught by myself minutes after saying I shouldn't. We hit those, boys. God, he must have high ping. I feel like he hits me when he shouldn't, and I don't hit him when I should. I keep getting caught by myself. How does that happen? I gotta watch my footing better. What? What the fuck? Oh, I can't believe that hit. I thought I was behind him enough. I think that's it for this life. Stamina regen's pretty quick. Sure, I keep getting caught out like that. Let's see, maybe I can run into one of their drop traps here. Once again, it's me and 3 Papas. I don't know how that keeps happening. I gotta work on that. I think I'll just hang back. I think I'm just donating kits at this point. The initial fights went poorly. I failed to notice that we were a little bit outnumbered, and being singled out in every fight meant that I was really only donating kits. So I went back to our hastily constructed pillar base, which we'll discuss later, to see if I could treb the raid base involved. Sup, dude? Did you want to try to line up the trebuchet? Alright, let's get our plan moving. Go ahead and launch it, Mara. Wouldn't it be my luck if I got hit by the rock and just died down here? Oof. Slightly to the left and a little bit higher. Oh, this isn't my base. This is my neighbor's base. I'm just here to be an asshole. I don't have anything to lose here, I guess. Oh, that is close. Mara, that's close. Keep shooting from that angle. Just fire off a couple of them, like rapid fire, and I'll let you know how close they are. Do you see that? I'm like down the road from here and it unloads the vaults. Like I'm literally up the hill and it unloads them. You just go ahead and rapid fire Amara. That's perfect! You hit it! You nailed it! That's awesome! Let him fly, Amara. Don't move it an inch, you got it. That's golden. I'm sure excuse me, I'm spotting. Unfortunately, they caught on to our plan pretty quickly and started repairing. Despite trying my best, well, you know what, maybe we won't call this my best. Despite my mediocre, modest, yet earnest efforts, the raid-based defense failed. Though, my neighbors let me know that they successfully moved everything out of the base before the raid had even occurred, so ironically, the only loot they got was all the kits that I donated to them in my defense attempt. It's the thought that counts, team. But it was for sure looking like these guys were going to be the main competition. These guys and their allies were built in the caves and the claws. An ideal location for both defense and resources. Dense iron and wood pockets are scattered throughout the claws with a dungeon nearby. What's worse is that they intended to maintain a god bubble, so raiding this location traditionally and easily would be all but impossible, especially for my tiny clan. So, we need to bust out some of our more imaginative strategies, and thankfully we were already gearing up for just that. We already knew that our rat's nest was only a short-term solution though. Really, just an annoying base for me to farm out of while getting stream sniped, but our greater strategy was considerably more sweaty. Let me walk you through it. Farming on stream was mostly just leading to me getting sniped, so we worked out a strategy using drop sites and dummy bases to live a quasi-nomadic lifestyle. Not the standard nomad playstyle from Exile lands, but an adapted strategy for streaming on Sipta. This way we'd have a number of farm shacks, rat's nests, and a fortified bomb factory that we could float between, keeping our loot on the move and making sure wiping us was essentially impossible. Having multiple farm sites, especially spread out, meant that I could quickly move to the other side of the map if I was being sniped, so I wouldn't have to sacrifice efficiency. I could just rip off my bracelet and farm elsewhere. That hastily constructed pillar base was one such drop site. The rat's nest and a number of farm shacks around the map were to be incorporated as well. And luckily for us, when 2.4 dropped, we were able to make our way to a cave that we intended to turn into the main bomb factory. It's a straightforward cave just outside the summoning pools in the new Isle of Dawn biome. Plenty of iron, trees, brimstone, and hide nearby, and because the cave has both a front and a top entrance, we could easily honeycomb it so that we had multiple escape routes in the event of a siege. Let's hope that's not frequent. I thought 2.4 was supposed to fix this. The basic construction plan was to have our crafting area in the way back of the cave, put around maybe 40 walls from the front with a honeycomb shaft of hatch doors from the top, which we then finish off with a protected rat's nest on the roof to help us disperse and transport loot in a pinch. So we got to it.
The truth was lies. I wanna rewind. Isn't it obvious how we're gonna make this right?
Roof again.
It's like a fucking mad scientist show out here.
It's looking like something, Jim.
And you lose yourself, and you feel like you're falling into fire.
As for our target, fighting them head-on was impossible. Their alliance was a clan of 10 people. Compared to our 2 fighters, we didn't stand a chance, and frankly, they were better at fighting than we were. So we worked out a strategy that didn't involve a whole lot of combat. Explosive and gas arrows can be shot from an infinite distance. So I hopped into single player and found a number of locations that we could claim on the server that would give us a clear angle at shooting at both caves. And while one of the caves had a permanent god bubble on it, the other one didn't, so we did have the potential to god one of their bases, lure out the alliance, and then arrow the other one. If nothing else, we could apply pressure to them while they're out raiding other teams, give them some relief from the attacks, and lure them back home. It wasn't likely to lead to a wipe of their base, but we could apply pressure and eventually whittle them down. By continuously moving our loot, striking near constantly, attacking every time they leave the base, we would eventually wear them down and create an opportunity for ourselves for a larger attack. Except we never actually got a chance to try that out. See, 2.3 had a regular exploit that could cause servers to crash pretty frequently with a number of other vulnerabilities. Everybody on the server knew this, and we were all being good sports about it. Since we knew 2.4 was coming, it was supposed to fix it. Except that once 2.4 dropped, as you noticed when I was claiming this cave, we got more crashes than before, actually. Which wouldn't be the end of the world, except due to the new vulnerabilities, server startup was slower and slower, until eventually one of those fateful crashes corrupted the world file and forced us to roll back. Now, that by itself is not the end of the world. Our server saves snapshots and makes backups many times per day. The problem is that, as it was, every single crash had the potential to corrupt the world file and force a rollback, which, as you might imagine, isn't really compatible with a PvP server. Now you might be saying, okay, but how frequent is that? What's causing the crashes? It can't be the end of the world, right? Let me give you a list of the activities that cause literally hundreds of error messages to flood the server log and eventually cause a crash. Respawning. Picking up or placing workbenches, placing items on your hotbar directly from a workbench, opening vaults, interacting with the thrall inventory, unlocking feats. The list goes on, and it includes pretty much any basic activity in the game. Essentially what this meant is that until these issues were fixed, 2.4 was basically unplayable for PvP, so I made the difficult choice to take the server down in the meantime. A patch rolled out relatively quickly afterwards, but almost all of these errors still remain on the server logs, meaning you can still abuse these. And while the servers are still less likely to crash, they're still just as exploitable, so I'm really hesitant to continue if we're likely to continue having issues. So that's the first bit of bad news. We got funcom on the server, and as of right now, it's down, at least for now. The second bit of bad news here is that I think I'm done with Conan for a little bit. This isn't meant to be a big melodramatic send-off either. I'll probably come crawling right back once SIPT has been finalized and is relatively bug-free, but let me just explain. Firstly, let me thank everybody for the support. For a game that's only got maybe a couple hundred people playing PvP total, I really honestly have no idea where all these views are coming from, but it's good to see everybody pouring in. The streams did well, the server had a lot of people on, more people online than any of the officials worldwide, but behind the scenes though, this game is probably one of the most demanding games on the market. For those of you that are thinking, why aren't there a whole lot of really good YouTubers for Conan? I mean, there's good reason for that, honestly. It's a very difficult game to make content for.
Stop making stupid shit videos and make them like the first ones you did with good quality, or don't do nothing.
Don't fucked past tense it up. Signed, Jack Weed. Alright, these comments don't bother me, I just thought it was funny to include, but for those of you that do miss those larger, like 40-minute raid videos and whatnot, understand that this game, when you actually play it, it'll give you a successful run maybe once out of every 20 runs. Either somebody cheats, or a Zerg comes in and wipes people before you get to them, or a clan that you want to raid quits, or the servers are too small, or bugs, or whatever happens. The likelihood of getting a successful play out of this game is astronomically low. Not only does everything have to go right, it has to go flawlessly, and you have to get really lucky too. For the last 6 months or so, I've been playing essentially non-stop, trying to get footage together, and I've scrounged up, in total, enough footage for a whopping 2 raid videos. So for those of you that don't play PvP, which I'm assuming is most of you, just understand that this is really scarce. It's a really rare outcome. Part of me likes that investment. It makes it feel more impressive. It makes it feel more real when you accomplish something, but that last raid video, for example, that only happened after something like a month and a half of playing. It's not really sustainable to put in that kind of time to get a video out once every couple months. And, the server was meant to be the solution to that. But as it turns out, even before funcom fucked us, between the adminning, the streaming, the playing, and the video editing behind the scenes, I was easily putting over 50 hours a week into this project, and I was hardly getting anything done in-game anyways. Not only that, but the server, the moderation bots, the improved hardware, the better internet for better recording. And not that price was really the issue, I'm okay with investing into the project, but the point is that I is just some random guy, just a random player. This isn't my job, I've got no ads on the videos, I didn't have Twitch subs enabled. If I'm able and willing to put in the kind of effort and the money, frankly, to develop a kind of project like this, a server with content and YouTube stuff, I mean, like I said, 50 hours a week on just, video development and admin in the server, and then also playing. It's a very demanding game. PvP in this game is not optimized. It's a PvE game with PvP mechanics glued to the side, so making everything come together is super demanding. But if I can come in there and do that, willingly do that, for a company that's been fucking me for 9 straight years, I don't ask for a whole lot. I just need them to not purposely leave patches live that kill servers. All of 2.3, for a month and a half, all the servers were crashing repeatedly and funcom didn't fix it. 2.4 was supposed to fix it, they send it live, it's even worse than the last patch, which is unfortunately not a rare occurrence with this company. If you've played this game for any amount of time, then you know that's very common actually. And so I said before I even launched the server, if this doesn't work, this is the final push. I started making videos because I just wanted to get my thoughts out there about SIPTM, and I've stuck around because I really enjoy the process. I thought it was fun. That's the real reason I stuck around. And it looked like an opportunity for me to give the kind of content that I thought Conan always needed, the kind of content that everybody's always wanted too, very PvP focused content. But there's only so much I can do at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I don't want to drag this out to be 80 minutes long, but I feel like on my end I've put the effort in. You know what I mean? I've done the videos, the editing, the guides, the hours, the gameplay, and if funcom's not even willing to meet me in the middle and just not crash my server 8 times a day, then, we launched and literally a week and a half in, they're like,
They launched? Crash it.
and we're fucking back to square one. So it's not even that I'm super upset because I kind of expected this. It's just that I drew the line before I even launched. If this doesn't work, then I've done my bit. I can say that I've given it an honest shot. I need to go play games that make more sense and they're developed by competent companies. And I also don't want to be stuck making videos for funcom forever either. You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoyed making those Secret World videos, just general game reviews and whatnot. So I'd like to branch out and do some other stuff. And for me, this is a good opportunity for me to just call it and take a break. If I come back to Conan and bring the server back, it's gonna be when it's all finished, finalized, and relatively bug-free, like I said earlier. Because it's not okay to ask your customers to put in the kind of effort that we all have to put in to get a very bare minimum experience out. And that's all there is to it. So this isn't the end of the channel. I'm not breaking up with you guys, I promise. Probably not even the end of Conan for me. I'll probably be crawling right back eventually. But at least for a little while, I need to go do some other stuff. So if you like my style of content, then hopefully you can enjoy the content that I put out in the future. But as always, thank you for watching.